do first?
There it goes. We get whoever wants to go first. I don't care. I'll go first.
Okay, I can do your questions first
Okay.
if if you're okay. Okay,
Yeah,
ready. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend like with the Office of Vocations.
that
Okay,
sounds
I'm Caitlin Poirier. I'm the lead recruiter with the Office of Vocations. Thank you for your time, Landon. It's nice to meet you.
nice to meet you
Um,
too.
I know we're on Zoom, so where are you located? What state? What
So
city?
I'm in Louisiana.
Okay.
I'm from originally from Hammond, but we moved to about Springfield about 2 years ago, and our current office that we work in with the church is off of Acadian Thruway in Baton Rouge. Um,
Okay.
so local to the Baton Rouge area, about not an hour away, about 45 minutes away from Baton Rouge.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we'll walk through a few questions in the interview process and feel free to add any additional information that you would like us to know about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, I'll start by touching base on the role a little bit. So we're
Mhm.
looking for an individual who will supervise and oversee our department's daily operations to ensure that our goals and objectives here are met under our diocese guidelines.
Uh-huh.
We're looking for someone who will assist us in promoting professional growth and development, and you'll help us collaborate and advise our department on projects at the church's parish level.
Hmm.
Um, so any questions about that role in particular? I'm sure you looked at the job description and you felt like you'd be a fit. So any
Yes.
questions about that or
Not really so much question, maybe a couple of statements. With the helping the churches, I mean, I love dealing with people, so that's one of my main goals is helping others and just helping them go through um the journey process of coming into vocations, possibly becoming a priest, possibly becoming a religious life. I guess one of my main questions is how much of the job would the diocese want us to be out in the church parishes? Now, I know we had to do office work, but how much of it do y'all want us to be out in the church community, in the communities?
yes. We would like for a lot of active involvement. I feel
Hmm.
like relationships are important, especially in the
Absolutely.
church community.
Hmm.
Our parishes, it's important to us. Our church families are important. So we would like interpersonal relationships and out and about more so than like office.
I got
I
you.
will say like the physical demands are not anything wild,
Yeah,
but just having the ability to go out and travel and not sit at a desk all day, that would be important for the role.
perfect. Perfect. I
Yeah.
understand that. Perfect.
So, tell me about your career journey or what made you apply for this position. I guess you kind of already explained that you're interested in kind of toying with the idea of like you
Yeah.
want to priest, you want to be involved with the church.
Yes, so I originally started out in my home parish here in Albany, St. Margaret. I actually started out as the facility custodian. Uh,
Okay,
I-
that's
so I,
awesome.
so I cleaned up. Well, I was very I was the cleaner, and then I was also the wedding coordinator.
Wait, I
Um,
love that.
and then going into year two, they asked me to be the director of religious education for the parish. So I was over all of like PS Sunday school, baptisms, funerals, weddings. So it was really that's where I really fell into the groove where, hey, I like this part of life, helping
Yeah,
people, helping people start they're starting their families, getting married, helping
yeah,
people out their end of life journeys. Because I don't want you shouldn't have to walk alone in that.
yeah,
And the last for baptisms, help it, seeing the family that you saw get married, now they're having children and they're growing the community. That was also another thing that I really enjoyed as well. And that's something that just really drew me in as I really saw that. And then being able to just help them at a local level was great. Now I want to go and try to help others at a more, I guess, a bigger level, I could say.
yeah.
And that's
Well, I
just
love that. And it sounds like you've already had plenty of experience with forming those relationships and all the things that you described. It, we don't say like it's a leadership role, but it
yeah,
is like you're
yeah,
you're walking these people. I mean, they see it as a relationship, but
mhm,
you are leading them and pushing them in the right direction or leading them
absolutely.
to their end goal. So it sounds as though you've had experience or knowledge about leadership roles. So
Mhm.
how would you supervise or motivate a team of professionals in your department?
So how I supervised, with my director of religious education, everybody was a volunteer. I know at this role, everybody's an employee. But one of the main things that I saw is I set goals. I mean, if
Mhm.
I see it on paper, people see it on paper, to me, they'll get it done. So we see what we need to accomplish, and then we'll go about setting the expectations of the office or of the individual of the plans that need to go forth. Um, and one of my main things, I didn't micromanage.
Okay.
One of the things that I learned very quickly is when I did micromanage, um, it took a lot longer for stuff to get done. But I know if one of my things that I learned from that is I started setting a date, like, months out and just say,
Yeah.
hey, just sending an email to the team, just saying, hey, this needs to be done. The pastor, Father Jamin, he asked at this time, is this needs to be done? And once I set that date and just kind of let it be like an open floor and
Yeah.
not like saying, hey, it's got to be done like this, stuff got done really well and really quickly. So I
Yeah.
learned that was one of the things that I picked up and I kind of grasped onto that and just kind of let people do their own thing. And I learned that learning your every day we're constantly learning, and my way might not always be the best way. So
Yeah.
I'm really open to, what other people have to offer so we can make the department the greatest department and make it very successful.
I love that. And it sounds like you're very adaptable with, if you're a role model or a leader, you're
Mhm.
gonna adapt to your people. So you say you want the department to be a success. How would you measure success in this role?
So how would I measure success? I would definitely I'll put it this way. I am a very visual person.
Hmm.
So I like to one of the things that I did is at the church level is I have a whiteboard
Hmm.
and I would set like 5 goals a quarter. And I
Sure.
would put the top goal that I want to receive. So my first goal would be like, okay, I want to have this amount of weddings or have this amount of people in the Sunday school program. Um, and we would just try to, market our best way out there.
Yeah.
But I always knew that sometimes maybe that goal might not be achieved right then and there in that quarter. But working with the team and sharing my goals with them and just being able to see them constantly was a way that I measured my goals and I was able to actually physically scratch them off the list
Yeah.
or erase them. That really helped me achieve the goals that I wanted to achieve.
I like that. So when you're coming up with these goals, one of which I would imagine in this position, one of which would be a budget for the vocational program, how would you create an appropriate budget?
So when I would create my personal budget, well, not my personal budget, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
When I create my department budget, I would look to
Yes.
see what needs are absolutely needed first. What stuff the department is using at the time, because sometimes, especially in the church, you'll see some older things that people say, "Hey, it works," um, but it may kind of be a little old, where we might need to look in to see is there something a little more. I don't want to say, I don't want to use the word cheaper, but something just to
Sure.
like look and see what options are needed. But I would assess first what areas need the spending
Hmm.
to put for there, and then I would go and create my budget on how I would want it to reflect the
Okay.
changes that I want to have in the department.
Okay. Next question, how would you build your relationships with locals in our parish?
How about okay, I'm a people person,
Yeah.
so being able to sit down would be my number one goal, just to sit down with them. I would want to go to the parish, have a look around. I mean, there's over almost 100 buildings and institutions in the Diocese of Baton Rouge. And I would want to basically sit down, but I do know that that's physically, some people don't want to sit down, some people just want to have a conversation.
Sure.
I would be open to driving to the parishes and just sitting down with
Okay.
them, and I would be open to having a phone call with them. I like to talk to
Okay.
people, so there's no
Yes.
strangers here.
Yeah. Okay. And lastly, please share how you would adapt to our diocese and well, and also the lawful policies that are involved.
So I'm a rule follower. So
Okay.
I would read the rules first to make sure I understand them, ask the questions to the correct people that are, over the department and stuff like that. I want to
Sure.
make sure. And then I would go over it with my team to fully, make sure that, hey, everybody's following safe environment, everybody's following, HR guidelines. And if there's any questions regarding that, I would just, address it and go
Mhm.
forth from there. But just following the policy and just if I don't understand something, ask. Um, I always grew up, the adults in my life always said, there is no stupid question, but the only
Exactly.
stupid question that's out there is the one that's never asked.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Yes,
I would go forward with that, just making sure that everybody understands and just want to make sure that the policies are followed and if there's anything out there
perfect.
to ask.
Perfect. Well, do you have any questions for me
I,
after that?
I don't have any questions right now.
Okay. Well,
Some
thank
may
you so
come
much
up.
for, yes, no, thank you so much for meeting with me and either myself or our team will be in touch, but please
Yeah,
don't hesitate if you think of a question next week or tomorrow that you forgot to ask
absolutely.
one here, feel free to reach out.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. So do we hang up on this one or we end recording and then
I'm I'm gonna stop recording.